Based on GDP per capita, purchasing power parity, international development indicators, we're counting down the 10 poorest countries. And why? I wanted to understand what's really going on behind the headline numbers. So today we break it down country by country. Not just a list, we'll explore the reasons, conflict, climate change. It's huge and complex and honestly heartbreaking to see people struggling. To get this right, everything is ranked by the latest GDP per capita, adjusted for purchasing power parity. We cross-reference data from IMF, World Bank, United Nations. This isn't about pointing fingers, it's about understanding real-life impact on millions. We're moving fast, so pay close attention. 10 countries in a few minutes. Each entry around 25 to 30 seconds. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Niger. Imagine having to build an entire economy in the middle of a desert with no easy way to get your products to the rest of the world. That's the reality for Niger. Being landlocked is a massive disadvantage, making trade expensive and slow. It's like trying to win a race when you're starting a mile behind everyone else. On top of that, they're dealing with some of the most extreme climates on Earth. Frequent droughts are absolutely devastating for their agriculture. Coming in at number 9 is Sierra Leone, a country that has been through an unimaginable amount of hardship. For over a decade, a brutal civil war tore the country apart. Homes destroyed, schools destroyed, roads destroyed, the economy destroyed. They were just starting to piece things back together when another disaster struck. The Ebola epidemic of 2014, a second war against an invisible enemy. It didn't just kill thousands. It completely paralyzed the country. A story of resilience, but the road to recovery is long and difficult. At number 8, we have Madagascar. You probably know it from the animated movie, but the reality for the people living on this massive island is anything but a cartoon. One of its biggest challenges is its isolation. Being an island can be great for unique wildlife, but it makes trade and connecting with the global economy incredibly difficult and expensive. The country is hit by recurrent cyclones that are becoming more frequent and more intense due to climate change. Finally, the public services in Madagascar are severely constrained. Chapter 4, number 7 on our list is Mozambique, a country with a story of incredible potential shadowed by a difficult past. For years, Mozambique was embroiled in a devastating civil war that left the country in ruins. Even after the conflict ended, the nation had to deal with the aftermath, widespread poverty, and destroyed infrastructure. Here's the crazy part. Mozambique is sitting on a gold mine. The country has massive reserves of natural gas and valuable minerals. In theory, this wealth could transform the nation, funding schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Next up, at number 6, is Malawi. This is a country whose economy is almost entirely dependent on one thing: agriculture, specifically smallholder farms. Millions of families rely on small plots of land to grow their own food and hopefully have a little extra to sell. This makes the entire country's economy incredibly vulnerable. If the weather is bad, the whole system is at risk. It's like betting everything you own on a single roll of the dice, year after year. We're now at number 5, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or the DRC. This country is one of the biggest paradoxes on the planet. The DRC is arguably the richest country in the world when it comes to natural resources. It has colossal deposits of cobalt, copper, diamonds, gold, coltan, the mineral inside our smartphones. The value of its untapped resources is estimated to be in the trillions of dollars. Trillions! So why is it one of the poorest? The answer is heartbreaking. Persistent, brutal conflict. Number 7. Breaking into the top 4, we have Afghanistan. For over 40 years, this country has been at the center of near-constant conflict, from the Soviet invasion to the recent decades of war. This endless cycle of violence has completely devastated the country's economy and infrastructure. The situation became dramatically worse following the political upheaval in 2021. The change in government led to the international community freezing Afghanistan's central bank assets and cutting off most foreign aid, which had been propping up the economy for years. And here it is, the country you won't believe at number 3, the Central African Republic, or CAR. This is a nation that has been trapped in a state of crisis for almost its entire existence. Since gaining independence, the country has been plagued by chronic instability, multiple coups, waves of sectarian violence. The government has very little control outside of the capital city, Bangui, with armed groups controlling vast swaths of the country. This constant conflict and weak governance have completely shattered the economy. At number 2, we have the world's newest country, South Sudan. When it gained independence in 2011, there was so much hope. The nation sat on huge oil reserves, and people believed they were on the verge of a bright new future. But just 2 years later, that hope was shattered when the country plunged into a brutal civil war. The conflict was devastating, killing hundreds of thousands of people and displacing millions more. The war had a catastrophic effect on the economy. South Sudan is almost entirely dependent on oil revenues. It's basically their only source of income. And finally, at number 1, the poorest country in the world by this metric is Burundi. Located in the Great Rift Valley, this small, landlocked nation has faced a staggering array of challenges. For decades, Burundi has been caught in a cycle of political instability and ethnic conflict, which has created a climate of fear and uncertainty, scaring off investment and crippling economic development before it can even start. This constant struggle for survival is the daily reality for millions of Burundians. Outrow. So there you have it, a rapid tour of the 10 poorest countries in the world. It's a lot to take in, and honestly, it's heavy stuff. We've seen how a combination of conflict, bad geography, climate change, weak governance can create a trap that is incredibly difficult to escape. These aren't just statistics. They represent millions of real people facing unimaginable hardship every single day. Understanding the why behind the numbers is the first step. It's not about pity, but about awareness of the complex global systems we're all a part of. The challenges are massive, but it's not hopeless. Sources for everything in this video are from the IMF, the World Bank, and the UN.